Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Wednesday, the 7th of February. Unemployment is continuing to rise, but more slowly than expected. Figures out from Stats NZ today show the unemployment rate was 4% in the 3 months to December. Michael Sergel reports.
The unemployment rate is up from 3.9% in the preceding 3 months and well up from 3.2% in the quarter to March 2022. Economists were divided on where the rate would land. ASB and ANZ predicted 4.3%, while Kiwibank and Westpac predicted 4.2%. Unemployment is still historically low, well below the 6.7 reached in 2012.
Continued criticism of the Prime Minister reusing parts of his last year Waitangi speech this February. A social media user pointed out the similarities, but Chris Luxon told the AM show the repetition was deliberate. He says he wanted to deliver a consistent message and expects next year's to be the same. Labour's Ginny Anderson says repeating the same speech again is not engaging with concerns.
Part of being there is listening and responding. That's where you get your creds, is by listening and responding to what's happening.
The Prime Minister has spoken with his Canadian counterpart, Justin Trudeau, this morning. Political reporter Demelza Jackson has more.
In a social media post, Chris Luxon says the pair discussed cooperation in the Indo-Pacific, the Middle East and the world. He says he looks forward to working together to bolster the rules-based order and to advance our trade links. Luxon says New Zealand and Canada's enduring friendship is personal to him, having lived in Toronto.
The finger is being pointed at a lack of resourcing at Immigration New Zealand regarding abuse of work visas. RNZ reports nearly 200 employers have had licences to hire migrants revoked or suspended as investigations continue into exploitation. New Zealand Immigration Law's Aaron Martin says some stages of the accredited employer work visa process are heavily automated.
I don't think they have the ability to check every single application to the degree of thoroughness that should be done. They're triaging clearly.
The government says it's working to address processing issues and visa abuses. In the US, a mother in Michigan has been convicted of involuntary manslaughter after her son shot and killed 4 classmates. Prosecutors say Jennifer Crumley was negligent and failed to pick up on warning signs. CBS legal analyst Jessica Levinson says this is the first conviction of its kind. She says it sets a precedent for who can be held accountable in crimes by young people.
This is a landmark case. If a similar situation occurs, will prosecutors now say, you know what, this is another route for us to find criminal liability?
Timaru's Richard Pearse Airport has been closed until further notice after a pilot flagged concerns over bird activity and stopped their aircraft on the runway. To sport, the Black Caps have declared just before the start of play on day 4, setting South Africa 529 to win in the first cricket test at Mount Maunganui. A hearing into a complaint of inappropriate behaviour made against Red Bull Formula One boss Christian Horner will be heard Friday night New Zealand time. Horner, who denies the claim, is continuing in the job while an investigation is being conducted by an external law firm. World number 87, Jordan, have shocked South Korea 2-0 in the Asian Cup to reach the final for the first time, and they'll play either Iran or Qatar. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.